Hi, good evening, everyone. Today I'm here with Juniper Heartstrings. Uh, would you like to introduce yourself, Juniper?
Hi, it's me. I'm Ragdoll. I'm here to party. Hello.
Party? It's quilting. Okay, so Patchwork is a quilting game meant for two, and I played a bit to understand the rules, but I'm going to explain them anyway because Juniper hasn't played it before. And also, oh, Juniper's mute? No!
Oh, I was?
No,
I
it's
was.
oh, because you're in system sounds, and I turned system sounds off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, should probably turn that back on. Hello everyone. Some technical problems. Please understand.
Hmm. Technology is hard. Okay. Not me this time. And hopefully nothing will get like ping bong Windows noises. Okay. So it is a quilting board game, and it's kind of like Tetris in a way. The computer's in the garden because of rain.
Yeah, like from what I understood, like when I was watching the trailer, it looked like a cross between Tetris and you know that like line game where you make lines across a board and you're trying to like fill in a territory of your own and like whoever has the most territory wins. It's kind of like that. Do you not know what I'm talking about? Am I just talking nonsense?
Mm, there's something kind of similar with a tile game called Azul, I guess. If you've
I
played that.
have no idea what that is.
Okay.
I've never like heard it named in any capacity before.
No, I don't hate Mermaid Melody. I don't hate Juniper. Juniper's actually the first guest I've had on stream. And when I saw this
Yeah,
game, I thought like, ah, can I get Juniper for this?
yeah, and I mean for people who are like already in the know, we actually were supposed to collab before. It was like this big D&D thing, but people kept having like scheduling conflicts and eventually it just kind of like petered out.
I wanted I had it themed around summer, and I didn't want to run it when everyone was in pumpkin spice mood. So
Yeah.
hopefully one day I'll come back and we can bring those characters out.
Yeah, I should probably go back and redesign mine because I like I did not get like the memo at all. Like everyone else was just this generic like human character and mine was like this like eldritch god sort of thing.
Oh
I
no,
definitely took
that's
it like way too seriously.
oh no, that was fine. Don't worry about that. Do not worry about that. It's meant to be open. Open. There are some funny things behind the scenes there, but I'm not at liberty to speak, not if I want to actually run it at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. So for this game, if we can't zoom out here, but I can use my scroll wheel to look through all the pieces on the board. And actually, let me grab up the rules. Grab up the rules real quick, because there's something that I didn't initially pick up upon in this game until a little bit further down. But because this
Okay.
is a board game, it makes sense to look at how the game is laid out,
Mhm.
because it will explain some things. So we have our little board. The empty board on the left is well, the green one is yours, the yellow one is mine. And we have to fill this up with pieces that are shown on the bottom. If you click on the little like wooden person token, the chit, it will bring up a list of all the pieces that are available. And those
Right.
are actually in a circle around the board in the
Mhm.
actual game. And we are going to
Uh-huh.
be rotating through those. So you only get to pick from the three pieces to the right of the wooden chit in the circle.
Hmm.
And you can only pick ones that you can afford, and we're going to be spending buttons for those. So you and I both start the game with 5 buttons. 5 currency, and we can buy anything that is 5 or less buttons.
Oh, so that's what that number is. They really should have like made that a little bit more apparent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's I want to say the number of buttons that we currently have is in the lower left corner and lower right corner, like the big circle by our little icons. And I really wish there was something better, but this was the best thing I felt like that described me. And I saw the one for the ragdoll. It's kind of odd. It's clearly Juniper's. But yeah, that number is number of buttons you currently have. And also, you'll notice that there is this the board in the center that our Tetris pieces circle around is the counter, sort of, like time counter. And this is not going to be played like I go, you go, I go, you go. It depends on time, because it takes time to sew things down onto our quilt. Simpler pieces, like this one long piece, the one that's cost 7 buttons, takes only 1 bit of time to put down on the board. So because it's 1 bit of time, you move yourself forward on the track by 1. So the green piece with the 2 buttons on it, that's 5 pieces of time. I'm not drinking wine tonight. I'm saving the wine for Thursday. I don't even have any tea today. Just water. Warm water.
Yeah, I was thinking about making tea myself, but I figured I probably wouldn't be doing as much talking on my end.
Water? Okay. Waterboard. Oh, Jay did as well. And Morgets. And I have actually have a cat in the room, and I'm afraid if I light a candle, he's gonna like his whiskers. So he'll just come up face first, like, hey, what is this?
You gotta get that oil diffuser.
That's actually not good for cats either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have mine around my cat all the time. She doesn't seem to mind.
It might depend on what kind of scents are in it. Like, there are certain things that are not good for cats, especially. I don't remember if it was like lavender or clove or something like that. But like, basically, if a cat shouldn't eat it, they shouldn't breathe it in either, I guess.
Right.
Let's see. Okay, so time tracker. We're going to be going around the time tracker, and it's a spiral board too. So it might impact things, like how you visually see it through. It's a little, it's not difficult to see here. It just looks a little strange. And every time you pass a button, you get a number of buttons based on the number of like buttons to pay things with the number of buttons that are on the pieces on your quilt.
Right.
So, if you want, I can give you an idea of that. Can I want? I can show you that in the first move, how that would work out. Okay, so I'm taking this T shape, and you can place it anywhere on your board. You get 7 points if you're the first one to fill a 7x7 section of your board completely.
Okay.
You can flip, you can rotate, you can undo with the big giant X in the corner if it turns out that you don't want this piece after all. Wait. Let's T-pose. Normally I start in the bottom left, but like let's start at the top. It patches it down. And that costs all my buttons. But I move up 5. I pass the button. That means I get 2 points because I have 2 buttons. There's also these like gray patches on the board. And if you're the first one to pass those, you get a patch to fill a hole.
Okay.
At the end of the game, you want to have the most buttons in your... Like, you want to have the most money, like button money. And you also don't want to have too many open spaces on your board because for each one of those, you lose 2 points. So patches are really useful for trying to get that 7x7 token for 7 extra points if you're building towards that, or it's good for like just free patches and holes. Like they don't cost any time, they don't cost any buttons. It's just a free square.
Right. So it's a bit of a Mario Party element as well.
You can calculate towards it, but
yeah.
And also, I guess we have a timer in this game. We can go no longer than 23 hours and 58 minutes.
Yeah. I thought that was just like between turns because it was like a mobile game and you think like people are busy a lot of the time or whatever.
Like Scrabble, or not Scrabble, there was like Words with Friends or something.
Yeah, those
doing
kind
that
of
in time.
things.
God, I hated playing Words with Friends with my friends. They would pull out the most bullshit rules. Okay, and also, you get to go again because it's whoever is closest to the beginning that gets to go. And because your thing costs so little time, you get to keep going.
Okay. Well, that works for me.
If you happen to say if you pick the one in the middle that's 3 time, you'll go on top of me. You'll land on top of me, and then you get to go again because you're on top of me.
Oh man, I'm pulling a combo. Happy feet, wombo combo.
If you cannot afford anything, let's say you're out of buttons like I was, you can pass, and then you will move up to the spot ahead of the other player, and you will earn as many buttons as spots you moved. Wow.
Oh man.
It just auto-passed me, I think.
It really is anyone's game.
I don't know about that. You're doing pretty good right now. I've already told Juniper this, but I played this a few times, and I haven't beaten the medium AI yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised the AI is like so sophisticated because like in every single other aspect it seems like the game is like kind of shitty, for lack of a better word.
Say that.
I mean, the gameplay itself is fine, but some of the elements of like the AI are like kind of questionable.
They're also the same group that put out Viticulture, which is something that I played earlier on stream, and I actually have a copy of that game. It's a game about making. I can only afford one thing I want to buy. Yeah, I will. Just like, I've made a mess of this. Oh well. Yep, I made a mess of this. Whatever. It's a teaching game. It's a teaching game. Am I winning? Thank you for the follow, Sinforma. It's early game yet. We'll see by the end game. We'll see by the end game. But one of us has to win. It's a 2-player game after all.
Okay, it seems like I only have one. I have one single option. Okay, that's fine, I guess.
You don't have to buy. You can also pass if you want to.
Yeah, I probably will have to at the next turn because I'm like all out of monies.
But you were just earned a bunch more.
Oh, well now I do have monies.
I want to say Viticulture is much more involved with this one than this game. But then again, with the theme, it's trying to evoke 7. 2 buttons. I'm gonna take it. Do
I'm waiting in anticipation.
that. In fact, you can also see the pieces that are left over on top. And you'll see that the list formerly took up the entire black bar, and now it has shrunk down. So if you pass on a piece, you'll definitely get a chance to try it again, but we'll see.
Right. Oh, this one requires some strategizing. I gotta like, I gotta do a bit of thinking here. Except not that much.
You're thinking ahead more than I do.
Easy enough for my baby brain.
I want to say a lot of the games that I'm good at are heavily reliant on luck.
Mm-hmm.
What was the last game that you actually got to? Shut up. It's a perfectly fine quilt. It will patch out in the end. It will patch out.
A fine quilt for a very oddly shaped person.
You know what? It's for the cat. And that's also why we get negative points for holes. No one wants a patchy quilt. Like, a holy quilt, I should say. Thank you for the follow, Issa Charles. Oh shit, it's my turn again. This work. Let's see. Doing fine. Got Juniper here. Juniper, what is the last board game that you've played? Like, do you remember?
In person, I mean, that I haven't really played any board games like in person recently. Probably like just like a standard like jigsaw puzzle or whatever. Although I do have Jenga. I think I played Jenga once a couple years ago, just by myself.
Jenga? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that's a tabletop game, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
The last time I've used Jenga, it was actually for a tabletop game called Bread, where it's a role-playing game, and during tense moments, the DM tells you to start pulling blocks out. And if the tower falls, whoever pulled that block that caused that, their character dies.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Building tension. It's only one button. It's only one button. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like you can see the two different playing styles. Like,
normally
work.
Normally I don't play like this. I just figured I'd try something different since the previous attempts that I've done did not result in wins.
bit of a wild card, perhaps.
Chaotic style. So you've played board games online then?
Yeah, I do a lot of tabletop simulator, which is basically like simulated board games of like all styles and stuff. I actually played that like a couple weeks ago with some viewers, and it was a fine time.
What games were you playing?
Oh, let's see. We did Scrabble. We did like a round of Sorry, I think it was, or some like variation of that.
Very classic.
I'm trying to remember which else, but like I also did a little bit of that Guess Who thing.
Guess Who? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn. Oh, hey, it's my turn. I get this piece. I need this piece.
It sounds like I'm in trouble.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Oh, good move.
You say that, and yet. Hmm? Can I do this in the middle of it? Actually. Switching the push to talk instead. You hear me fine?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works.
Oh, that's a. It's still my turn. It's still my turn. Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering like what's going on there?
No, no, I'm just uncoordinated. Let's see. I'm used to having like keybinds for Final Fantasy 14, right? But since I got a better mic, I've stopped doing it. I've just let it. Should be fine. Don't have any rigging yet, but rigging is coming soon. I'm actually planning on debuting a new model.
So what happens
2D
when
model.
like our pieces reach like
December.
the center of the board? Do we just like go back to the outside and start over?
Nope, game's over.
Oh, okay.
Game ends when we reach the center, so it's actually a rather quick game. So like by the time we're in the second spiral, it gets much quicker. Like a lot quicker.
Yeah. I think it's still your turn.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Multitasking is not a strong suit. Actually 6. I'm leaving so many holes.
Oh no.
Oh, and I get the patch. No, wait. Get the patch?
No, it's your board. I think it's
okay.
You did it.
I was clicking and dragging, it wasn't doing anything, so. Kind of a damned if I do, damned if I don't. I'm doing fine. It's Juniper's first time playing Patchwork. But I've played it a few times before.
This works.
Digitally.
I'm covering all my bases pretty well right now.
Oh, we're so close to next button. Holy shit, you have 15 buttons?
Yeah, I guess so. I've been racking up the monies.
I want to say, I think we talked about this a little bit. Like, you don't have a whole lot of sewing experience, but do you ever try and make buttonholes?
No, I don't think the buttons were ever like, I don't think any of the stuff I sewed beforehand ever required buttons. Is it hard?
Buttonholes are a bitch, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, actually, I think, historically, like, toggles were more popular because buttonholes were annoying. I've corrected my posture. I am no longer shrimp. I'll have some more water.
I think probably the most I ever did in that realm was like I probably like put a zipper on something, but I don't quite remember.
Zippers are annoying too.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I sewed a dress, and that was really annoying.
Ooh.
I haven't actually worn it though. It was a bit too niche.
Hmm. Oh, is that a patch?
It's a patch and a
Oh
button.
yeah. Yeah. I just gotta figure out where to put this bad boy. That's fine, I think. I'm kind of excited about like learning how to like sew and alter my own clothes and stuff cuz the other day I went to the thrift store and I like picked up this like kind of business casual skirt and it was like a little too not like a little too big, like a lot too big for me, but I figured it had this belt on it and I figured I could just like readjust the belt and like make it fit. I get home and I try to adjust the belt and the belt is like completely decorative. It doesn't actually work. It's a non-functional belt. And now I just have like a skirt that's way too big for me and I can't do anything with it. Like fuck everything.
Oh shit, it's my turn again?
Yeah, you're getting a lot of double dips right now.
Yeah, but I have a lot of patches. I haven't. When it comes to like adjustments to things, I just don't. I have a sewing machine still from when I was making that dress, and it was just kind of. I guess like it should be easy enough to hem things, but maybe it might also be like the type of stuff.
Oh shit, I think that was game over for me.
No, very close.
Oh, huh.
You have one more spot. Yep, I was out of moves, so.
Ooh.
Well, no, that's fine. I only have a couple patches, and you get one last move.
Yeah. Kind of just like a huge like gaping wound here. I can't really like do much for.
Yeah. When I first played it, I thought that like, hey, that counts as one hole, right? Like that's how it goes around. No, it's every single individual patch. So
Yeah. Yeah, my score wasn't great.
but I want to say yours is probably a more functional blanket than mine.
Mm-hmm.
Like looking at the whole location here. There's no accounting for taste. Okay.
So in this case, will we have to like exit game and then like set up a new one?
I think so. But yeah, their matchmaking system is kind of uh interesting. Actually, we can shuffle who goes first too. And also
Okay.
standard I don't know what the rebalance pieces are like.
Hmm.
I do know that let me check here real quick. They have different board images. So I've played another game, Wingspan, where you can have like holiday backgrounds and stuff. So they have like a Halloween set, which is really cute, but at the same time, like it takes forever to load a bit. Like they've got some weird loading
Yeah.
issues. And also it's a bit distracting because they turned all the buttons into eyeballs.
Ew.
Yeah, every game has a ranked mode. You want to play ranked mode like Viticulture?
Who knows?
I'm trying to think. I did peer into, I think, the chat for this game, and it was actually rather surprising how active it was, even if it was not necessarily kind to the, I guess, game servers.
Yeah.
I feel like there aren't groups that do like competitive board gaming, and I don't just mean like playing games where you're playing against each other, but more like they have like point count systems and stuff.
Yeah.
Board. Oh, right. Have you played Board Game Arena, Juniper? Or there's another one too, Tabletopia.
I am not familiar with either of those.
Okay, they're board game systems for playing online with people instead of tabletop simulator. So it's more, they're free accounts and they're also paid accounts where you get access to different like board games. And that way, like we had not trouble, but more so like we both, because we're playing Patchwork, and it's a Steam game and like an iOS game and stuff like that. Each of us needs to own our own copy, but for Arena and Tabletopia, only, I guess you just need to have like active accounts.
Huh.
And also, I want to say, for Tabletopia, there are, I think, are some security issues.
Ooh, yeah, that's not great.
And I think that there might still be some security issues with the other ones too, but not quite so bad.
Oh man, now I get to double dip. Let's see here. I'm gonna do this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do that thing. Are you doing anything fancy for Thanksgiving tomorrow?
Fancy? Fancy is not the right... Oh, wait, actually... Oh, damn shapes. Fancy's not the right word, but I am making dinner. So that's going to be taking up some time. But I do not have to make a pie this year. Thank God.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be making like a bunch of sides. Like my family told me to like cool it. Like they told me to not go so hard, but I just felt like I needed to.
Yeah, I see you posting your cooking every now and then. It's kind of a, I wish I could eat that and not have to cook it.
Yeah, I actually made bread for myself like earlier today.
Really?
They were supposed to be like dinner rolls, but they turned out to be like just mini breads that all just amassed into one big loaf.
So like pull apart-ish.
Yeah, kind of.
That's the word that you choose. Marketing. Marketing. I haven't made bread in a while. I think the last time I made bread, it was more like cake. I made tea cake. And now I'm thinking like, I should really make more tea cake because I have so much green tea lying around. It's kind of a, wouldn't be quite as good, but I guess if you put enough sugar into it, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So you're making sides though? You have those planned out?
Yeah, I was actually just now thinking about it, and one of the things I wanted to make was like an orange spice cake, but I only just now realized I forgot to get oranges at the grocery store last time, so whoops. Gonna have to substitute that with something else.
The stores might be open in the morning? Question mark?
I mean, but the question is, like, do I really want to, like, be a part of all that? Like, is it really that worth it?
Do you want to contribute to this? Yeah, I get that. I actually haven't checked to see if I have everything that I need to make the stuff that I was planning to make. But then again, there's no one to really disappoint except for myself.
Yeah. I
Fine.
don't think I ever really told anyone about the cake I was planning anyway, so I can always just make something else.
Ah, I I'm staying at home this time, and I don't have my family coming to visit me, so
Nice.
just a small thing, not even a whole turkey.
Mm.
Actually, peace.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to family like early tomorrow, so hopefully like I'll be there long enough that I can do a little bit of day drinking because that's always fun.
Oh yeah, I have 2 bottles of Beaujolais Nouveau for. Or not going to drink them all tomorrow, but just like I have that planned out.
I don't actually know if they're gonna have alcohol there when I get there, so I might have to just like bring some of my own stuff.
What do you normally like to drink?
I mean, usually I just go for like a glass of like shitty like $15 like fruity wine or whatever, but I might bring like one of those like the pre-mixed like little cocktail in like a glass sort of bottle thing. One of those maybe. Who knows? Usually my dad will like bring a bottle of wine or something, but I'm not sure if he's gonna do that again this year, and I didn't want to like go out of my way to ask.
Yeah, I get that too. My father is also usually the one doing wine. Although then it's mostly, well, Chardonnay, Riesling, Pinot Noir.
Maybe I'll just bring my own spiced rum and have that with my coffee. Who knows?
Eggnog. Eggnog? Is it too early for that?
You know, honestly, I'm not that much of like an eggnog person myself. I never really got the hype. It always just tasted like melted vanilla ice cream to me.
Not too far off. I
Yeah.
could do a taste test of that actually. I have vanilla ice cream, like French vanilla ice cream in the fridge from, well, freezer from when I was making like cafe affogato. I
Mm-hmm.
had a hankering for that, and still I have like most of the container left because I made like 1 or 2 of those in the summer. And
Yeah,
I
I
still
feel
have
like it's
eggnog.
definitely like kind of the same sort of vibe as like vanilla ice cream, but definitely more like a custard, like a gelato almost sort of thing, more like it. That's always what it's tasted like to me.
I don't know what the hotkeys are for this game, and I'm a little afraid to ask. I only really know like some tabletop sim ones, and I don't have this on tabletop sim. Mm. I do actually have dessert already planned, but that's also because I did not have to make it. I received it.
What is it?
Pumpkin pie. I get a free one every year. I have a free
Oh, cool.
choice of pie, I should say. And it ends up being pumpkin, so. Because it's like apple, pecan, or pumpkin. What do I not want to make myself? I don't really want to make pecan, but I also, no one really eats pecan, so.
I mean, I like pecan pie, probably more than the other two. I think last year for Thanksgiving, my nana made these like mini pecan tarts that were really good.
I think I've seen those in the stores too. I guess it's just so much sugar.
Yeah, that is also a fair point.
But I think like in a tart form, like that's more palatable.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the ratio of like crumb to like pie filling to consider, I suppose too.
Yeah, I guess like the huge like glob of like caramel fucking like pecan mess probably isn't for everyone.
Not everyone likes nuts. Then again, I can't really complain, I guess, too much about the sugar because my apple pie recipe is literally like making caramel and then pouring it over apples, and that's the pie. There's no spices, only caramel.
Wow.
Hmm, someone's. Yeah.
Oh shit, it was. Wait, what? It was my turn.
Mm.
Can I pass?
Mm.
I feel like I might need to pass. I mean, these aren't lighting up for me, although I can choose one for some reason. Alright, I guess that's happening. I thought it was your turn.
Auto pass. So I guess if you can't select anything, it will auto pass for you. That wasn't something that happens in the casual games against AI.
Yeah.
And someone wants out.
Oh, let's see. Uh,
I think, what else am I making? Because it's just me, it's kind of do I really want to go through the effort? It's gonna be turkey and potatoes and I think I have carrots and parsnips. And stuffing, I guess, but then again, like so much leftovers for a while.
You know, this might be a bit of a hot take, but I've never really like been a fan of stuffing.
What?
I mean, I can definitely like get down on like a bread pudding if it's like got that sweet sort of vibe going on, but if it's like essentially like a savory bread pudding, it's just it doesn't feel good in the mouth.
Oh, okay, I have another question for you then. How do you feel about like I was gonna say breadcrumbs. Croutons.
I mean, that's like different because it's like
They're
solid.
the same.
But bread pudding, I mean not bread pudding. Stuffing is like wet.
Okay.
I don't like it if it's wet.
But I mean, well, just like okay, mashed potatoes. Are they wet or are they dry?
I mean they're wet, but it doesn't like the texture isn't like bad. It's like a texture thing, you know?
You
I'm
know,
one of those people.
I am too, and I did not like mashed potatoes for the longest time because of the texture. But then again, I learned what my mother's recipe was for mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Literally just potato and salt and pepper, but mostly potato. Like no butter, nothing else.
Yeah, I used to be that way about baked potatoes for the longest time because like how my mom would do baked potatoes is she would like put a potato in like a plastic bag and then just like throw it in the microwave for 5 minutes so it would just like the skin would be all soggy like wet newspaper. It was awful.
Learning to be better cooks than our mothers.
Mhm.
Sorry, just counting here. Like card, I feel like I'm card counting here. Trying to find like what's a good ratio here of like buttons to time.
Yeah.
And also like what can I still fit in here because that's a little bit rough.
Yeah.
Oh. Now who's got a crazy quilt?
Oh God. It's not great. But I'll try to make it something.
I'm really glad that actual quilting is not, like, competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I guess you can, because there's, like, county fairs and stuff that have that sort of thing, right?
But you do all that work, like, beforehand. So it's not, like, as stressful, I guess. Imagine, like, doing a race against the clock, trying to make a quilt in, like, X amount of time versus X amount of other people.
Hmm. Just thinking, like, I don't know if I could do that. I could probably do competitive knitting, though.
Hmm.
Have you ever knit?
I haven't tried to before. My sister used to knit, but she never really told me her secrets or anything. So I feel like if I was ever gonna try to, that would be something I would have to learn myself.
I have no crochet either, then?
No. I'm not a very, like, sort of craftsy type of person who for like someone who kind of incorporates that into their persona. But I'm working on it.
I want to say knitting isn't too terrible, and it does get easier with time. I don't know how to crochet, though. That's beyond me. It's magic what they can do with one hook.
Oh my. Uh, I guess this would. Yeah, that's that's the end for me too. Oh.
Wait, I think I just unlocked something, but I don't know.
Oh, I think you must have like ranked up or whatever. Or like the achievos, the
There's
chivos.
achievements in quilting, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Some of the game achievements on Steam, it's just kind of a wait, what? And it's not like we're playing ranked or anything either. Okay, it doesn't like me holding that button at the same time. Do you want to continue with standard, or do you want to try rebalanced?
uh I guess we could try rebalanced, whatever that means.
Yeah, I'm not certain either. There's one thing that I changed in here compared to a normal game, and that is, it used to be that the counter in the corner for score started negative. And I did not understand how that works, so I swapped it to the positive one. Yeah, there's a rebalance. Caballo, there's a rebalance, Caballo. I don't know what the rebalance does. Maybe they like change the value of the buttons or something?
So how does this like differ whatsoever from the normal version?
I honestly don't know. Oh, wait, I see it. Okay, so you remember how there were some things that cost like 10 buttons before?
Uh-huh.
If you hit the little wooden toggle at the top, you can see the listing of all the pieces that are available in the game that we're going to be going through, and you'll see that there's no more 10s. So I'm guessing.
I mean, there's one like near the right.
Oh, there is. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming they
I
adjusted
guess
the numbers
I
or
guess
something.
there's like less now. Like a reduced amount.
I don't necessarily
Probably.
think so. I think you need the same ish number of pieces depending on the shapes to fill up the board. Oh, it's me first.
Yeah.
You know what? This piece. You can? I guess you have to play, both of you would have to play perfectly. So chat says that we can technically complete both boards if we are very good at what we're doing. Like fill all the gaps in. It's kind of a, I've never seen that happen.
Yeah, we'll
Except maybe
see
the
how that
AI.
goes.
What do you mean it's a skill issue? Okay. Let's see. I did quilting a very, very long time ago as well.
And how was that?
I want to say it's like a weird frustration, and also like maybe it's because they were all squares. Like once you get the hang of it, it's boring because it's so repetitive. And at the same time, it's like if you've done sewing a bit, so just all the setup that you have to do, and then you sew it, and that's it. It's just there's so much time spent on putting needles in place and stuff, and making sure that you have lined up nicely. Hello, Dirk.
Yeah, and I guess also if you like use a bunch of like different fabric patterns and stuff, that could probably take a lot of time.
Yeah, if you do some of the fancy stuff, like I've seen some really cool looking ones where they like have odd shapes or they make it look like stained glass video game character stuff, and like that is cool. But that's probably like a shit ton more time.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess you don't have to probably fuss with the tension of the machine too much when you do that.
Yeah.
Because that was like the one killer I'm sewing, like getting the tension machine. When I made my dress, I decided to use like a fancy fabric. And like it looks fine on the outside, but when you turn it under, it's like a mess. It's a mess
Ooh.
of strings. If you've ever seen like cosplay competitions, they'll have a section on like technical ability, and like, oh, it looks pretty, but how does it look like on the inner side? Did you hem it properly? Did you like? Is there a lining to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know in the brief period I used to do that sort of thing, a lot of my stuff was just like absolutely jerry-rigged on the inside.
Yeah, I remember one outfit that I ended up sewing myself into because I didn't want to do a zipper. I ended up having to like unstitch myself at the end of the convention. And like maybe should have put in a warmer lining than what I had.
Yeah.
So what did you end up cosplaying as, if I may ask? I don't know what kind of shows that you watch. Or games you play aside from like I've seen you play a lot of GeoGuessr, for instance, and tabletop sim.
Yeah, I I think one year I kind of was like one of those people who just like kind of followed the trends for the most part. Like, um, one year I did Mimikyu from Pokemon when that was like kind of a new thing. And of course the cosplay was like absolute garbage quality, but it kind of worked because like that's kind of just like the character. People really seem to love that one. Um and then I think another year I did like the little Splatoon fellas. I was one of those when that was still like a big thing. And that was fun because there was like a bunch of other people who were there like doing the same thing. But I don't really remember any others off the top of my head.
So you were a squid kid?
Yeah.
You were a squid kid. Did you have a weapon or just the outfit and like the face paint?
I had a weapon, but I think it was like like a spray gun, like a water gun that I just like repainted some like random cool looking colors. It wasn't actually one of the canonical weapons, but it just kind of looked appropriate for the style.
I mean, like, found cosplay stuff works too.
Yeah. I definitely, like, wasn't in it on, like, the same level that, like, professional people or, like, people who are really hardcore into it were. Honestly, the hustle and bustle of, like, people who do that on, like, a regular basis, it just seems too stressful.
Yeah, I've seen some like crazy outfit. Wait, do I want there? Hmm. Yeah, I'll go there. Yeah, I've tried to do some like I don't want to say model making, but some more not advanced even, like making your own dress form type deal,
Mhm.
and mm-mm, mm-mm. And like there's some really amazing things you can do with. I guess it's weird to say like sheets of foam, but like sheets of foam they can make look metallic and stuff for armor pieces.
Yeah.
Just remembering something else really stupid that I did at that time. I needed blue strappy shoes. Sandals, I should say. So I got a pair from a secondhand store, and I essentially tore or like picked off everything that existed on it. Um, so it was only just like the band over the toe and like the bottom of the shoe. What's the word for that? Is there a word for it? Has to be. The sole, I guess, and the heel. And then I made duct tape straps so that they would look like the character's shoes, and it was not fun to walk around in. Also, they were covered in spray paint, so like that was kind of flaking off if you looked too closely.
Yeah.
I want to say like thin heels. Doing that with thin heels is not a wise idea.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you can kind of tell that you don't have, like, you just don't have, like, that same level of dedication that, like, the more hardcore people do. Because, like, for some people, it's like a whole, like touring sort of situation. Like, they got X amount of, like, conventions to do throughout the year that they're like bebopping around back and forth to, and they got all these like different outfits to swap through and all this like styling, all this like the wigs and the makeup and stuff, and that's just how you know that like I am not on that same level. I don't think I will ever care enough to be.
You've never. Well, I guess you wouldn't have needed to wear a wig for any of it, but like, uh, and I guess you never would have had to have dyed your hair for any of those either. Like, if you wanted to go the quote unquote cheaper route than wearing a wig.
Not really.
I've dyed my hair for cosplay. It was not a wise idea, probably in both cases. Yes, yes, semi-black hair coloring will come out. It will wash out. It does not wash out. Neither does orange. Neither does bright orange.
Yeah. Anything having to do with like the makeup and like wigs and stuff, I never really was like, I never like got it, so to speak. It was just never really my thing.
There's a lot of interesting, like, techniques you can pick up from the makeup groups, though. And even not I guess there's like multiple forms of it. Like there's the everyday stuff, there's like the special stuff to help make your face look very different from yourself and more like the character. And then there's just like the special effects stuff, which is really neat.
Yeah, I mean, like special effects makeup and like that sort of stuff, I'm like, I find it kind of interesting, but not like if you're just doing it casually. I feel like I would like to like see the techniques of like people who do it for like movies and that sort of thing, because that's like applied. You're like doing that for like a thing, like that's like long form art, I guess.
Oh, I want to say for movies, it's probably like just jerry rig so it'll last for exactly as long as necessary.
Yeah, there's a lot of that for sure. I mean, probably if you go back and like even like for like old-timey or older-timey like plays, like old-fashioned like Broadway stuff, I feel like that would be a little bit more like longer lasting.
Have you gotten to see anyone who's come out of a play, like as an actor? Hello,
Um,
Titali.
I don't believe so.
I remember a long, long, long time ago going out after a play with a friend who had just been performing, and he was orange. He was covered in makeup. And it looked perfectly fine from, whatever row I had been sitting in, but like they're wearing a ton of makeup that looks very unnatural up close. And he looked like, oh, I guess not quite out of a tanning bed, but something kind of like that. Out of the spray booth, like the tan spray booth, those still exist, right?
Yeah, spray tans. I know people like back in school, people used to like go get a spray tan before like the big prom or whatever.
Yes, I know people who've done that, except it wasn't spray tan. It was an actual like tan, the tanning booth. And it's
Ugh.
kind of a mm,
Yeah.
and enjoy your skin while it lasts.
Ugh, all this money, but
Holy
doesn't
shit! You have
mean
17
anything.
buttons. The
I'm like a real life the guy from what's that movie? The guy from Citizen Kane. I mean, his name is Citizen Kane. I'm like a real life Citizen Kane. I have all this money, it means nothing.
I mean, you're not doing very bad at all. I honestly can't
Yeah.
judge how well I'm doing because, like, oftentimes with the AI, I'd be like, I'm doing great, and then it's kind of like the second half of the game happens, and it's kind of like, how? Please point out my bad choices for me.
Hmm.
The last patch.
Oh gosh.
Got the 7x7.
Man, this is not a great situation.
Oh no, there's someone
But oh well.
crying. I mean, there's someone crying outside my door. I'm sorry, there's a cat. I actually didn't know that you had a cat.
Yeah, she likes to like pop in every so often when I stream sometimes, but she's been getting better about like minding my personal space lately, I think.
Mine is not. He is currently like actively sitting in the open door.
Oh man, I get to triple dip?
He
Gosh.
wants food.
Oh my.
The time skip was not kind.
Ugh.
The heart of the stitches? I don't know if those exist. I don't think there's, I guess there's like gods of hearth and home and crafting and such, but I don't think that there are gods hovering over us when we're using the sewing machines. Okay, I guess this is actually my last move. Like there cannot be anything else.
Yeah.
Actually, how much is
Probably
that?
for me too.
Have you played many card games?
Oh, let's see. I can't remember the last time I did. I think I played Uno like a couple months ago with some people, but besides that, not really.
Not even like Pokemon or something like that?
No, I was never really into the whole like trading card game kind of thing. It never really like interested me that much.
Your score is getting better.
Is that sarcastic?
No, no, I don't. It isn't. Did you
I
have a
thought
high
it was like a 7 or something last time. Now it's a 3.
3? You have a score of 165.
Where are you seeing that? I'm
On
just seeing 3.
3?
Yeah. I feel like we're not like seeing the same numbers.
Wait a second. Okay. Okay, I see. So, I'm going to teach you because I have it set to a positive score. So, like, my total score is 187 and yours is 165. Oh, did you
Huh.
start at a negative number for the score?
I have no idea. I was not paying attention.
Okay.
I think I might have. Because right now you're at 25 and I'm at 3.
Okay. Yeah. So, I've I had that same sort of feeling. Like, why am I still in the negatives when the like AI is in positive numbers? Like, not huge positive, but so yeah, there's 2 settings in this game for score, and we can adjust that real quick. We can show. So if you go to the main screen and you hit the cogwheel, you can change, get rid of the normal background music, keep the effects, gameplay speed, and you can set the score calculation. I've set mine to positive.
Oh, okay.
Because, yeah, like, it was really disheartening and I didn't understand how the negative scoring worked necessarily.
Yeah.
And also, when I look at the actual rules, they don't really keep track during the game. Or, like, you don't keep track necessarily during the game, I don't think. Let me check the rules. Okay. So yeah, the number of buttons that you have left minus the number of empty spaces that you have on your quilt is your score.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's how it works, Cabello. But yeah, I like seeing the positive score more. Like, do you have a preference? Do you want to try positive score?
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Actually, hold on. I guess this is also probably in the same vein of the... Oh, snap, I exited the game completely. That was not my intention. I'm gonna load it back up, but there's a section on like changing the images, the like theme of it. It still thinks it's running,
Oh
but
no.
it's been closed. It was doing this earlier too. Like I popped it up and was like, "Hey, you're still playing Coteries," and it's kind of a wait a second, that can't be right. I closed that like 12 hours ago.
Do you have to like go into Task Manager and like cancel the process? Is it something like that?
No, it just needs to catch up with itself. It's a little slow today for some reason. Actually, I might understand why. I probably have like a lot of, not junk necessarily open, but I have a few things open. I have so many things in the library. I hate this.
I mean, I feel like that's one of the blessings of having like very small storage space. You become like much more mindful of like the files you have in your system.
Mm-hmm. I recently bought a how big is this drive? Hold on. I have my third drive and it is like terabytes and terabytes. Like my two main drives only combine to about a terabyte.
Hmm.
But
An
then
external hard drive that's about a terabyte, but I guess it's like kind of old because if I put too many files in there, it starts like freaking out and corrupting everything. I probably should get a new one.
that doesn't sound good at all. Yeah, that sounds like there's a problem.
Yeah.
So the main device that you use uh doesn't have too much storage.
Yeah, I think it's like 500 gigs. I kind of wasn't looking at the storage space too closely when I bought this computer. Kind of a mistake, but I'm working with it.
Mine's also 500. But then again, I do
Ooh.
have the secondary SSD of 500. And then I have the 9 terabytes of other stuff, which is not SSD, so it's like a little bit more annoying to access, but it's not terrible.
Hmm.
And then I have a NAS that I haven't hooked up yet. If you go to the shopping cart, the first shopping cart, not the second shopping cart, that looks like it has like a patch in it that has a different skin. So you can, I guess, theoretically, like,
Oh
wait, whoa,
yeah,
there's
I
more skins than I
saw
thought. Oh
this.
my god.
I saw this earlier when I was trying to like take a look around.
I didn't realize you could scroll in here because the UI is so terrible.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a wait, there's a kawaii one? What does it look like? I'm gonna try it. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're playing. I'm streaming with this one from now on. But yeah, it does tend to have some like issues occasionally with loading this.
Oh, Dunk, it's my turn this time.
Just thinking, 500. Just thinking about how.
Let's go.
My first. Oh, right. My first computer had like 10 gigs of space and how that was big. Well, no, it wasn't even especially big at the time, but it was like decent at the time. Oh my god, these pieces. They're cute, but I also kind of hate them. They're
You know, a couple of days ago, I watched this like really solid documentary on YouTube, and I'm still thinking about it. Like 3 days later or something. Actually, I don't think it's been that long, but it's been like consistently just like me thinking about it.
what kind of documentary?
Have you ever watched Defunct Land on YouTube?
The what land?
Defunct Land?
No? Is it about theme parks or something?
Yeah, I mean, it started out as like theme parks, but it started like going off into like entertainment history sort of stuff because he kind of like covered all the grounds. But most recently he did this like 90-minute documentary about like trying to find the guy who composed the little like the Disney Channel theme, like the little like 4-note like da 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 da. and he just like went on this whole journey, and it became like this kind of like a commentary about like recognizing people who make like art and branding for like corporations who in nature try to like keep them like faceless and nameless and just like not give them that sort of recognition. And I mean, I'm not gonna like spoil the ending because it's like kind of a twist, but I would highly recommend it if anyone is like interested in that sort of thing. It was actually like very like impactful, surprisingly, for something that's so like mundane. It like really, it was really like profound.
Giving credit to graphic designers. To corporate graphic designers at that.
Yeah, and people who just like do production. Like he interviewed like so many people who did just like the background work of like the Disney Channel like commercials and stuff, and they were all like so happy to talk about their work, even though in nature it is like kind of like not as I guess people don't view it as like as meaningful because they're doing it for money, but like they were so excited to like talk about all the stuff they did.
I mean, I want to say like everything's for money. Is it?
I mean, in essence,
I mean, if you're
I
making
feel like
commercials for something versus
there are some people who like who think that things that are done for money are like not as worth as like things that are just done for like for free or whatever.
all I can think of is like we're compare like the commercial for Cory in the House versus like actually producing Cory in the House or something like that. I also have to preface I've never actually seen Cory in the House, but that was a Disney production, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just thinking like and then I guess like considering guess like art, they're not art pieces, but thinking about like people pushing up information about certain shows versus others, like hearing all the production tidbits about like Lord of the Rings or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, I've got such a shitty hand of pieces right now. God damn. Okay, fine. I'm working with it.
So, are you playing with the cat with the kawaii theme, or are you playing with like the original theme?
Yeah, I chose the like cats and stuff because it seemed like a nice refresh.
How do you feel about the patches?
It's cute. I actually have some like reusable shopping bags that look kind of similar. I mean, not that similar, but it has like the same sort of vibe. I
I
mean,
just
that's a like legit purchase. Some reusable shopping bags. I've had those things for like years and they still haven't broken on me yet.
I've very rarely had reusable shopping bags break on me, to be honest. It
Yeah,
just
they're made
there's
of like
so many.
vibranium.
There's just so many. It's like they're breeding in the closet. Mm.
Good. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate the little like patchwork like mouse character that's just
Yes.
bebopping around in the background?
So cute. And then there's the hearts in the cars. Or the clouds. This actually, you know, the mouse just reminds me you were playing Cats with a Z, right?
Yeah, Cat's 5.
Oh. I remember playing that back when it was relevant, when it was the most recent release of cats. And there were sites that you could go on for like downloading different breeds of cats and dogs. It was
Yeah, they made some pretty wacky like custom pets for those Pets 5 games.
and then like the custom buildings too, or like custom rooms, I guess they could put things in. Really cool
Like the
as well.
environments, yeah.
Yeah, being able to define your own. Now, I didn't get to catch your stream, but how did it age?
I mean, in terms of running, I didn't even need to use like a virtual machine for that one. It just like still ran on like Windows 10 with like no problems once I cracked it and everything. So in terms of that, it still holds up pretty well, but I mean, as like one of the first sort of idle games, so to speak. I guess it's like not the worst. Honestly, it had some like little touches that I didn't even notice before. So that was cool.
At first, I heard idle as an IDOL, so it's just like, wait a second. Cats is an idle game?
No. Oh no. It's like Cookie Clicker before Cookie Clicker.
I've never played Cookie Clicker. I for a lot of things I am at that stage where it's just kind of like it's been so long. I don't want to ask what things are because just like I almost missed out on Baby Shark. I missed out on like the Friday song.
Wait, the what now? The Friday song?
Rebecca Black Friday?
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that
you were
song.
talking about something like completely different that I was not aware of.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of other games that like I've completely missed out on.
Yeah.
I want to say, at least for anime, I feel like I'm not too like I'm behind on anime, but it's not terrible yet. Culture thinks it don't matter.
I've gotten to the point where like I don't really watch anime anyways.
That's not true.
But it's been like about a year since like I first saw like stuff about Chainsaw Man, and I still have no fucking clue what Chainsaw Man is supposed to be about. I have no idea what the plot is, and at this point I don't know. I don't want to know.
Yeah, that is one that has been like popping up, and it's just kind of I don't think I'm the target audience for this. So I'm gonna skip it. Then again, I thought the same for I was catching up on like My Hero Academia, so like I kind of know what's going on with that. I've only gotten a little bit of information about Chainsaw Man, and a lot of it is through like, I guess, meme images. But that might be enough to eventually set me off. Like, I got a long weekend. Maybe I could do some binging or whatever.
Honestly, for me, whenever I like think about watching an old whenever I think about watching like a popular series, it's usually something that's like already established as like cult status. Like I was thinking about like rewatching X-Files or like Twin Peaks more recently for some reason.
Rewatching X-Files?
I mean, I never actually finished X-Files to begin with. What the first time I watched it, I got like a couple seasons in, and then I just kind of like got too busy for it. So I feel like it would be worth revisiting. Same for Twin Peaks though too.
I mean, Twin Peaks came back, didn't it, or something like that?
I mean, it had a revival for like a couple seasons, I think, more recently, but I don't remember like how it got received.
I also, for like X-Files, I had the same thing, except I never even made it through the first season. I remember, I think the last thing I saw was the Jersey Devil episode, honestly. Although I know a whole bunch of plot points for like how things go, so I don't feel. I had a I had a cousin who was very into X-Files. She had like her room plastered with it. So uh, I received a lot of extraneous information without actually having watched it. It feels like, do I talk about spoilers for a show that you might eventually watch, but has also been out for a long time, but you may have also actually seen it, because I don't know how far in, like, the weird shit happens.
Yeah. I think the last episode I remember watching from X-Files was like there was this cult of like I think they were like vampires, but they could also like shapeshift for some reason. I don't know why. No, it's just like, oh, that's a thing.
Shape-shifting vampires. Hmm. Who would have guessed? That feels like a bad idea. When I'm just trying to think about the most recent show that I've actually like entirely watched. Should be doing something else with this. And hmm. There's My Dress Up Darling. That was like a year ago, I think, when it came out. It's about sewing, sort of.
Yeah, I feel like we're both in like the very same boat of like we just like do not consume media in its traditional form too much.
In traditional form, right. Okay. I have been banned from a word. I can't say that word for 5 minutes. Hold on. I have reset, sir. I'm probably going to fail this horribly. Oh my god, this cat is back. Oh, I almost have a complete cat. Yeah, I mix up a lot of titles for things, like Japanese and English. So I watched it on Crunchyroll, so I only know the English name.
Oh Jesus. Now I don't have the monies to buy the things. But I do have this.
Maybe I'll take some in. Try the first episode or two. During the break. I actually feel like, no, I have seen a show more recently than My Dress Up Darling. I don't know what it was. I used to do a lot of reading of things that were, well, actually keeping up with the new releases and stuff. But not so much in older. Although, have you watched too many or like many feel like cozy mysteries? Like, have you seen Poirot or Miss Marple or anything like that?
I can't say I have.
Damn. I feel like it's starting to come back a little bit to public eye, but that might also be because they're putting out more stuff so that they can continue to like hold the license or the copyright, rather.
I feel like I'm starting to get more into like books than like, you know, like TV shows and that sort of thing nowadays. I mean, especially now that like I can kind of just like read a book on stream and people will be like fine with that as content.
Yeah, I've definitely been putting my library to work. But at the same time, it's kind of a case of like, I don't know if I can read this on stream. I don't think I can read that on stream either for an entirely different reason.
I mean, there were definitely some parts of like Misery by Stephen King that I kind of had to just glaze over.
I want to say, was there really that much? I mean, like, I know I've read it. I read it a very long time ago. So
I mean, there was like a handful of like sexual innuendos or whatever, and like one or two racial slurs, but other than that, it wasn't that bad. Also, I won.
damn it.
My first dub. Rare ragdoll dub.
66. 16 buttons, 150 filled spaces. So, do you think it's helpful to see the score in a positive light, or?
Yeah, I think so.
So, do you want to keep score now, or do you want to just continue with like one or two more games?
I mean, like, what's the, what would be the, like, lose incentive? Are we, like, doing some kind of, like, competition where, like, loser has to, like, do a thing?
I hadn't actually considered that, but if you can think of a good Satsu, not Satsu, what is it called? Batsudan? Like, I hadn't planned one
What
out.
is it? The, like, punishment wheel?
Punishment game.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really think of anything, like, off the top of my head that would be, like, worthwhile. Hmm.
Can't either. And I feel like asking chat is a bad idea.
I mean, we could probably just go for, like, bragging rights.
Actually, give me a second. I have to let the cat. The cat wanted out. The cat wanted in. The cat wanted out. He wants back in again. I think he's just
My
hungry.
cat's just been sleeping on the bed behind me this entire time.
He is just crying at the door. We're bragging to the internet, Remove. We're bragging to the internet. I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff that I've seen, and it's kind of a like there's spicy food ones. There's Are you any good with spice?
I mean, I like gave myself a challenge that I ended up losing a couple months ago, and I made myself drink an entire bottle of Tabasco in one sitting.
Why would
But
you
that
do
wasn't
that?
fun.
It's not fun. I can't imagine that would be fun for a whole bunch of different reasons. An entire bottle of Tabasco.
Yeah, it was like I was trying to beat Jump King within 8 hours, which looking back was like an impossible feat, but I guess I like needed that push.
I'm getting slightly better at spicy food. Okay. What other things do people do? It's also not probably very fair to put you on the spot like that, so we can pass on that for now. But yeah. Oh, it's not very fair to put you on the spot for this, so we'll pass on the Batsu. We could just play like best out of 3.
Yeah, sure.
Remember, was making fun of me because I don't do very well with I don't do very well with spicy food. Although
I actually go ahead.
I was gonna say I do have like I have spicy Pringles and I also have that like really spicy ramen in my cupboards. Not for any particular reason, mind you. It just happens to be there. I haven't eaten it myself yet.
I actually made some like I dried some jalapeno peppers and I made like a powder out of them so I could use it for like seasoning. And I ended up having it with like some I put in like some cheddar powder to make like cheddar jalapeno popcorn. And I only used like a quarter teaspoon of the jalapeno powder and it still made like the corners of my mouth burn.
Oh, that's sweet. I've accidentally pepper sprayed myself.
How?
I
How'd you
um
do that?
I grow hot peppers. I was growing butcherloquia. No, it was Trinidad scorpions that year, and I didn't wash. I didn't wear gloves, and I didn't wash my hands well enough when I was handling them the very first time, and they were not ripe, and it got in my eyes. And then the second time, I thought I washed my hands well enough, and I did not. And after that, it's always with gloves. Always with gloves.
Yeah, I remember one time I did some kind of like cooking thing like before stream. I thought I washed my hands thoroughly enough, but I guess I didn't. But I ended up like rubbing my eye and like for a couple minutes I was just like sitting there trying to play the game while I was like going like while like my eye was on fire. I wasn't
It may as well
necessarily
have been
like
pepper
going
spray.
blind, but it kind of felt that way.
Yeah, I distinctly remember having to like sit under running water after like dousing my hands in alcohol and just like crying into the shower after both times. Yeah, that was not fun. Just full body. Like they have the eye sprays in labs, or in case you get chemicals in your eyes. And that's what I really needed. That's what I really needed. Don't think I said with at all that time. So this year I'm also growing spicy peppers actually, but they're not as spicy. I got only ghost peppers, Buchalokia this time. And
I've never actually tried like growing peppers before. I've tried bell peppers, but they never came to fruition like before the end of the season.
Did you start them from seed, or did you start them from like a starter?
They were seeds, that's probably why.
Yeah, you have to start them indoors if you want to
Yeah.
do that. Because I get mine as like seedlings, sprouts, in April. And that seems to work. But you also have to harden them and blah blah, and like from seed is kind of I guess it feels more legit than growing it from a starter. Like starters feel a little bit like cheating, but hey man, it works. I have had way too many hot peppers. I have scarred people with these peppers. So you've grown peppers from seed. Bell peppers.
I mean, I've tried to. I mean, I got them to like a semi-adult state, but either like they had complications or like they just kind of like didn't grow fast enough before the season ended.
Nothing else in your garden?
Well, it varies from year to year.
This year? Or your favorite?
I didn't actually get too much grown this year because I was kind of like, I kind of got too busy for the garden, honestly. So I kind of like neglected everything and it all died. But next year, I'm thinking like I'm gonna try bell peppers again. Hopefully, I'm gonna succeed this time. I'm gonna try some like green beans, I think, because those are always nice. Probably some more edamame beans. If the fucking rabbits don't eat them all this time, that would be nice. Trying to think what else. Yeah, I have rabbits like under the neighbor's shed and they just like come through and terrorize me.
I haven't had anything trying to eat my stuff this year, but thankfully everything that they want to eat is high up.
Yeah, I should probably like enclose things a little bit better. But yeah, just like the usual like average stuff. I keep trying to do like lavender every single year, and it never really gets past the seedling stage. It's a very hard plant to maintain.
Never tried, but I've grown a couple other like herb type things. But then again, maybe I just aim for the weedier plants, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I know it can be done with the herbs and stuff. Cause one year I had like crazy amounts of basil, but it's just
Basil's
a
a weed.
matter of like, oh, that explains it.
Like, I want to say, like, it's not quite as bad as some other ones, but it can be prolific and it can grow quite large. It can not take over spaces as badly as, like, say, mint, if you've heard of growing mint, but
Yeah.
I,
Definitely, I'm gonna have to like, now that I actually have time to like maintain a garden decently, I definitely have to like do some more pre-planning this next year.
measure out how far apart, well, measure out, like, what rows things go where, and it always feels so cruel to, like, what's the word, cull the seedlings, but it's to be done.
Mm-hmm.
I've fucked myself over a lot of times by like not properly culling things, so like end up with tall, spindly, weedy things like corn.
Gosh. Patch.
Patch,
Here
patch.
we go.
I'm not getting baited into growing weeds. I chose. Oh, keep doing this. I want to say, the common evening primrose is a weed, you know? They can grow quite big if left unchecked. I want to say, I think like the coolest thing I've been able to grow, aside from like the really hot peppers, has been the uh, this is very weedy. I got perla leaves, like shiso leaves. I have them
Oh,
had them in red and white.
I bet that was cool looking.
Yeah, yeah, they were. They're supposed to be good, dried and made into like furikake. So you're on furikake.
Hmm. Nice.
Mm-hmm. So you don't you grow a lot of things that are edible and not necessarily like flowers.
Yeah, I don't really stray too much into like the flowers and stuff. I mean, we have I've got some like tulips in the front yard that like kind of just do their own thing every spring, but that doesn't really like need my attention. It's just kind of an automatic process by now. I have a lot of flowers on the property that are like that. They just like kind of do their own thing each time of each season respectively.
I wish. I wish. It's I'm moved into a new house, a new home, like recently-ish, and it came with a beautiful garden, and it's kind of a I know I need to make everything. I need to trim the bushes. I need to trim the trees. I need to take the buds off at the, or like not the buds, but like the dead bits off at the right time and not too much sooner.
Yeah, I know how that feels. We had there's a cherry tree on the property that died probably like the same year that I moved in, and it's kind of just been like sitting there not doing anything. So probably next spring I have to get that like chopped down, and I'll probably get like another fruit tree somewhere else on the property to take its place.
Oh, so it's not an ornamental cherry, it's an edible cherry tree?
I mean, I'm assuming because the last people who owned this house, they were very like they were very like that sort of thing where everything has to have a use or whatever. So I'm assuming they would have had like edible cherries in there. Although the few I got before before the tree died, they were kind of like sour and not that great.
They could have still had
I
a
mean,
use.
maybe it was just ending its life cycle and
Water.
that was just like not at its peak anymore.
Uh, you could use sour cherries for quite a bit. I think I've actually used them for making alcohol, and
Huh.
also I think that certain types of pies, I think it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, I guess it would have had its uses in a way.
But yeah, probably more so alcohol. Mm.
I'm thinking of getting a like an apple tree, probably like a Fuji apple tree if I can next year. That would be nice.
Fuji apples. Huh.
Yeah, lately whenever I go to the store, like unless they're in season, like in the couple weeks of like late October, unless they're like in season, usually they're like $2 or $3 a pound. So I figured it would be more economical to just grow my own.
And then store them and then have them for a long time, and also just like how much apples it would eventually produce.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of non-edible like fruiting trees on my property. Not, I guess, a huge amount, but like enough to make it so it's attractive to birds. I do want to get something like a small berry tree, like loganberry or cloudberry, but I want to make sure it's native to the area. I don't want to introduce something terrible like bamboo. Not that bamboo is
Right.
edible, but just and like apple feels like it would need work.
Yeah, maybe. I could probably do my research.
Hmm. Oh, snap. But I feel like I see every year just like people with their fruit trees and then just realizing like, oh god, when will it stop? And then also like the critters it brings to the yard.
Yeah.
The critters.
I know birds still love to sit in that dead tree even now.
There's just so much that, well, how expensive it is to cut down trees too. And getting any sort of housework done is just so expensive. Someone's saying something about persimmons.
Hmm.
Like persimmons can be grown, but like where are they native to? Where are persimmons native to? I don't actually know if I've ever eaten a persimmon.
I feel like it's probably like France or something. The name sounds French.
Do you think a pomegranate sounds French too?
Not necessarily.
Huh. I guess it is actually the Asian? Might be. Just thinking, looking up a lot of fruits and finding out just how much has been imported from Asia. Not a bad thing, it's just more so like, so it's not native to here, or like finding out um, tomatoes are native to the Americas. And there are actually some grapes that are native to the Americas too, which was really surprising. It's like, even when it comes to wineries in the US, they might be growing the natives, but probably not. I was thinking of growing grapes, but at the same time, that would be a lot of upkeep.
Man, I can't believe I still have a sore throat. It's been like 2 weeks. I don't think I'll ever be free.
Have you done a nasal rinse? There's another word for this. Sinus rinse.
Are you just like thinking, or
Oh
did
no,
you like accidentally mute yourself?
uh, I'm clicking the wrong button, that's why. I'm clicking the wrong button.
Oh.
I have two buttons on the side, so it's just kind of a, this is the right one. I was asking if you had done a, oh shit, I didn't calculate this. Wow, I'm really bad at math. Have you done like, is it like in the back of your throat?
I mean, it's like it's more like a canker sore. I get them a lot, and like I think it's like a stress response in my body. It's just kind of something I have to deal with. And the worst part is that like in spite of like thousands of years of like science research, we still have no idea what exactly to do to like remedy like canker
Shush.
sores.
I think it's been a very long time since I've had one ink. Or maybe I don't actually know what one is.
I'm pretty sure they're like a genetic thing in my family because my mom always gets them real bad too a lot of the time.
My mother has also had some, but at the same time, my mother has misnamed a lot of things, so it's kind of a was it really? Was it really? Was it really kinky or sore? Was it really V-tubing? Let's see. I've been drinking a lot of like tea to help with throat stuff. But I don't necessarily know if that would help with you, unless it has like clove oil in it, in which case.
I make my own tea blend, but I don't think it's I don't think the tea stuff is usually gonna like do much to make a difference for canker sores and stuff, unfortunately.
And Juniper won. Okay, one for Juniper.
I'm getting better.
I might actually have to take like a quick 5-minute break because their cat is screaming outside the door. Like, actually screaming is kind of a, can't you just wait a little longer?
I mean, I can wait as long as it takes.
It shouldn't take that long. I'll just be a minute. I'll be back.
I'll wait forever. Man, I should have taken this time to refill my water. Fuck. It's too late now. My stream now. Hello.
He is taken care of.
What?
The cat is taken care of.
Oh, that's good.
He was still screaming even after I fed him.
Yeah, my cat gets like that sometimes too. She'll just like come in the room when I'm trying to work and just like yell at me.
Sometimes he does that and it's right into my arms. Remove is trying to get you to do a word ban. Like, he wants to ban the word because from you. Are you willing to accept?
For like how long?
5 minutes.
Is there like a specific like set of time?
Oh, 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
What I do
Yeah,
for this?
I think I could do that.
Normally, when I lose, I switch outfits. I don't think you have anything like that.
You could slap a hat on me.
I might have. What? No! He says that I get the punishment if you fail.
Oh.
I have a few different things I can change into. You sometimes have accessories too, right? Since you're your own parent. Like custom made.
Yeah. I could definitely that's what I'm planning with my upgrade, since I am upgrading on I think about like a week and a half from now.
Oh, new model?
I've been working really hard on that for the past like couple months, and it's still like not completely finished. Even like by the time it's time to like show it off, but I still feel like it's gonna be a big like upgrade.
A week and a half. So like very beginning of December?
Yeah, I'm shooting for December 3rd.
My live 2D might be done at that point as well. Like just barely.
Nice.
It'd be quite the upgrade from an unblinking PNG. Although, I want to say you have a lot more experience in VTube Studio than I do, so it's a kind of a case of, what is the learning curve going to be for that? I already own it, but I just haven't used it because I really got models that use it much.
Yeah. I feel like I did most of my work since I was also like doing all the rigging and stuff myself as well. I feel like I did a lot of work like in the first like couple weeks of September. And then like I just kind of like didn't do anything for a couple months, and now I'm just like rushing to get the rest of it done before it's time. At least into like a presentable state.
So it's a self-imposed deadline.
Yeah. Since the 3rd is gonna be like about like my 6-year anniversary, give or take like a day or two.
Wait,
So I
6-year
want it to be
anniversary?
like something special. Yeah. I mean, not wait, did I say 6
Yeah,
year?
you said 6-year!
It's a 6-month.
Okay.
6-month. A little slip of the tongue.
That's fine, that's fine. I've done the same thing. Someone once asked me about... I was doing a test in Spanish, and they asked me how many brothers I had, and I said once. Like, that's not one. I only recognized the mistake when she just had like this look of surprise with like 11. Like, it's feasible, but it's highly unlikely. I am a PNG still. For not that much longer, probably. So you're also like a one-woman shop, really, because I've seen you also composing songs as well.
Yeah, I do a lot, almost like all of my own assets. Like I do my own art, I do my own music, I do my own like model stuff. As of like the start of December in the future. So I really am just kind of like a self-made sort of person.
Self-made. Mm. Not nearly as self-made. I've made a few things, but at the same time, it's kind of, do I really want to spend time on this, or do I want to have someone else? Okay, 5 minutes is up. No one has mentioned that you've said the word, so I
Yeah,
have gone
I was
scot-free.
trying not to.
Thank you for being the brains here. Thank you so much. I've made more than that.
But yeah, last time I paid anyone for anything regarding like stream related stuff, it was I paid someone to rig my model, which I did draw myself, but I paid someone else to do the rigging. Um it was like $80 altogether, I think, and it was some random person on Fiverr or whatever, so the resulting quality was like not very great. And they didn't really like offer me any chance to like go through and like update assets or anything to like make it a little more smooth. So that was like kind of like me feeling a little bit scorned from like a bad commission job.
I felt a bit like a scab, huh?
Yeah.
You get quite a bit from Scab usually for the price. It's kind of amazing seeing some of the work that's been put out uh, for the prices that are there.
Yeah, I think I did get gifted a scab once, and that was really nice. I don't know how much they paid for it, but it was cute, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, nowadays I kind of have like this mentality of like instead of spending money and just like assuming the other person knows what they're doing, I'm just gonna like do it all myself to my own standards.
Mhm. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time doing research on things like, uh, this isn't bad, but for instance, like doing someone who does custom backgrounds, because what I want is a little hard to find pre-made. Uh, but with the pricing way that they do it, it's a bit of a question of like, well, it seems like it would end up being two backgrounds, and I don't know what to do for the second one. But there are some things that, like, I'm not gonna draw my own, or I'm not going to do my own model, but I don't mind doing smaller pieces. I did my own logo, and like it's probably visible for the logo and for the schedule, but like those are homemade. Well, I say homemade, but like Photoshop made, Figma made.
Yeah, I've started drawing my own background as well because I feel like what I want is also pretty niche. So I kind of just like did it myself. I'm still working on like the coloring and the shading and all that fun stuff. It's a very big background. Not too detailed, but very large.
I suppose there's also like things that you have to pay for, like I guess you don't have to pay for like some of the software that's involved, but it's not a bad idea to do so. And then there's the cost of games.
Yeah, I mean, I have been kind of financing my own games and stuff. I mean, I feel like at this point, anyone who goes into this community expecting to, like, make back the money they put in, it's just like a fool's errand.
Oh, there's no way. Actually, Kaiser asked me this stream, and I might as well ask you, since we're kind of like skirting it a little bit. Why did you get into YouTubing?
I mean, I kind of just like start out very casually, like watching clips of like the corporate people like on YouTube and stuff, and I guess I kind of wanted to like embody this persona that in a sense I'd already been like trying to achieve the aesthetic of, but I just felt like it would be like the extra step to like actually become that sort of persona like as a person on the internet.
Live that life, huh?
Yeah. And it seemed like a niche that wasn't really being filled too much. Not that it's a niche that anyone's really going out of their way to search for, but I felt like I felt like it was my duty to provide that sort of thing.
Oh, I get a patch. I wasn't looking. Someone saying list everything as a business expense. I do know someone who's like miffed because like, oh no, I have to pay taxes now. I made over the amount. I want to say it is kind of tough doing freelance work though, from what I've heard anyway. Just dealing with like paperwork, figuring
Yeah.
out what you have to submit.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't want to be like a streamer like as a full-time thing. It
Mm-mm.
just seems like too much work.
So precarious too.
Yeah.
Delicate balancing act.
And essentially being a streamer is like using a very like finite resource in a way because like the attention of like random people on the internet is highly fickle.
Yeah, that and well, I want to say the lifespan of the job does not necessarily. I don't want to say job, but like lifespan in general of entertainers is relatively short.
Yeah, especially in this section, like it's very hard and fast. I mean, people who have been at it for like 3 or 4 years are considered veterans.
Mm. Do you have any streamers that you really like watching, by the way?
Um, I mean, I mostly like watch the like JP streamers, which is kind of hard to catch them live because like time zones and all that, but there's a couple of the Hololive girls I look up to.
Ah, so you watch VTubers.
Yeah, when I can. I mean, honestly, it's kind of weird, but I try not to watch too many like English speaking streamers in general because like there's just an air of like if they say something cringe, I'm actually gonna be able to process it, and then I'm gonna cringe.
I have lost that sense a long time ago. Just thinking for hmm like the cringiest thing I've heard of someone say on stream. I used to watch GTA RP, so I heard a lot of cringe. A lot.
I mean, by that point, you kind of just have to like lean in. I mean, when it's RP, it's already inherently cringe, isn't it?
Oh hell yeah, yeah it is. I mean, there's also uh I know you don't play Final Fantasy 14, but I do. And when Asmongold jumped on that, I was watching for that as well. I was one of those people who jumped on just to watch him play 14, like play through the story. Oh, I just found out that you can rotate the piece while it's still on the bottom of the board. I
Huh.
didn't know that. I had it selected and like I'm using my arrow keys and it's like flipping the piece and stuff like that. Like, dang, okay. I
Huh.
guess.
Didn't know that.
Useless information. I am coldly calculating my next move.
I feel like we're very different personalities in this manner.
I have to tell you, I am very bad at math. Extremely bad at math. For a long period of time, I was playing a lot of different board games in a short period of time. So I know that there's a lot of foresight to be had for games like this, but oftentimes I don't necessarily put the effort in for it.
Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite board game? I know that you've talked about like Scrabble and things like that. Is it a classic like that?
I mean, I don't think I really have like a favorite, like a preferred board game over like any others. A lot of the time I'm just happy to be like doing anything most of the time. Oh dang. This is my final frontier, and it's done.
Is it?
I guess so. Yeah, it is. You beat me by a hair, huh? Look at that.
Just a little bit.
Mhm.
Very close. Like
Yeah.
really close. And just looking at like my blanket, like, wow, that's a lot of holes.
Yeah.
Okay. So 1-1.
I guess this is gonna be our tiebreaker.
I was playing a game recently. Oh, I think it was actually Viticulture where it had like a crazy amount of different tiebreakers. I still actually have the Viticulture box in here. Yeah. And it was kind of like, okay, so normally you would have a tie and you would base it off of this. But if this is the same, then base it off of this. It had like a list of 5 different conditions underneath that for like how to break the tie. It was kind of a, maybe there shouldn't be. Maybe you can count points in a different way where you wouldn't
Yeah.
need like a 6-box checklist for it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about what my game is. It's kind of like, what can I sell you on? And it's kind of a I probably can't interest you in tanto cuore.
I don't even know what that is.
Have you heard of I forgot the name of it. There's Dominion. Have you heard of Dominion?
I think I know the name, but that's probably about it.
It's a card game. It's actually just thinking like, oh wait, but there's Tragedy Looper, and it's kind of a no, no, not selling you any of those.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a very casual games player.
They're not like too hardcore. I swear. Like this is still fair. This is still very light. It's not like the lightest game in my collection, but still fairly light. Yeah, this one.
What? Oh man. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do that. No, I really gotta start thinking.
Quiet contemplation. So you haven't really played too many, I guess, like social games then, huh? In terms of board card games, tabletop games either.
Yeah. I mean, I try to do like tabletop sim with like viewers on my stream like every couple months because that's fun, but I mean, it never gets like too like major compared to just like it never really goes beyond like your average like party game sort of situation.
Like, what kind of party games are we talking about here?
Like just your usual like Jenga, a little bit of Uno sometimes, that sort of thing.
Ah, okay. Yeah, our definitions are different. I was thinking like Two Rooms and a Boom or One Night Ultimate Werewolf.
Hmm.
You haven't played Uno in a very. But then again, I guess thinking about like, the people I'm playing with, one of them was talking about how for his upcoming birthday, he wanted to do a mega game, which was just kind of a you've heard of a mega game nearby? Please do tell. A mega game is like a 300 player game, and there's a popular one called Watch the Skies. I say popular, but like I don't know how often it actually gets played because you need like 300 players. But it's I've never done like Model UN, but imagine Model UN except aliens have come and you're each like the individual nations trying to figure out what the angle of it is, like trying to ensure your own survival, like your team and such. So like you have 300 people playing all these different nations and the aliens, and working through that scenario as a game.
Yeah.
It's a really cool concept, but again, 300 people.
And they can't like downsize that at all for like smaller groups?
I think they can, but part of the fun is simply having that many people involved, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you have like not just people, because everyone, I think the team for a country has a different purpose. For instance, you might have like a science advisor, you might have like a leadership figure, you might have a political liaison for like an ambassador, essentially, things like that. There's a video on YouTube about it was a Watch the Skies game in Britain that was really, that's like that's the one I saw that was like, hell yeah, let's play a mega game. And that's the same video that my friend also saw that said like, hell yeah, I want to do a mega game. Yeah. So like they can make it smaller, but that would lose a little bit of the fun. There are some other social games that have, I don't want to say similar issues, but like, sure you can play with 5 players, but it's a lot more fun with 12. Like a ton more fun. Same thing with Two Rooms and a Boom. Like technically, yeah, you could play with probably like 6. And Captain Sonar too, where it's really best with 8, but you could downsize it to I think like 4. Captain Sonar is like Battleship, except Uh, it's a team effort. It's a team effort. 4 people to a side, and everyone has a different job, like calling out where they're scanning things and marking down what's been scanned, uh, and a few other odd jobs.
Nice.
But yeah, I've not played Uno in a very, very long time. Uh, and like Scrabble and stuff too, I haven't played in probably just as long. And I'm trying to remember. I was asking someone else about board games that they had played. And the last one they really remember playing was from their childhood, and they had played, I think, Catan or something like that. If you've heard of Catan, like Settlers of Catan.
Again, I know the name, but I don't know like the premise at all.
That's fine. 'Cause I want to say I don't either because I've actually never played Catan. So it's just kind of finally something like we can be on equal footing because I've never played it and you haven't played it since you were a kid. But I don't know how much fun it would be to see that, like that sort of challenge, like between 2 people who don't know what they're doing in a game like Catan.
A lot of people kept trying to get me to do Monopoly during my tabletop sim streams, but I don't think that would be very fun because I don't know what I'm doing, and also it takes like 3 hours to finish a game.
Oh, I think it's much much shorter if you actually use the rules.
Yeah.
Every time someone lands on a piece, it's going to get sold, I think, with the actual rules because it goes up for auction. I wonder if it feels the same way for like Mousetrap. I wonder if we could like, is the physics good enough in tabletop sim for Mousetrap? I wonder.
I think there's some basic physics. I think I've actually tried searching up like Mousetrap and things like that and Operation, but for some reason they don't have stuff like Operation on tabletop sims, so that makes me doubtful that they have like a working version of Mousetrap.
That there is something that's similar to Operation in not, I guess in feeling, but not necessarily in concepts. I don't remember what it's called, but I've seen other people playing it. But it's a VR chat type thing where you have to like snip the right wire. It's a 2 people game. Like one person's giving instructions and the other person is following them for bomb
Right.
diffusion. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of the just like the VR equivalent of Keep Talking.
Yeah, yeah, actually. Wait, there's a non-VR Keep Talking? I guess there would be, huh? Like a regular game. I was thinking like, wait, is it like a board game or something? Sorry, jumping like board game version. Something I can play with other people in real life. Oh, I thought you meant that was off. I didn't hit push to talk. I thought you meant it was a board game version and not like a regular game. Not regular digital game, but non-VR.
Yeah.
I do want to get a VR setup eventually, and it's kind of a maybe I should add that to my Christmas list. Like how much can a VR set start at?
Like a few $100, I think.
Hmm. But accessories might be cheaper, right? At least I could probably ask for that.
Hmm.
A gift for yourself for Christmas.
I mean, I'm still waiting for the Stream Deck to drop in price for Black Friday, so I can justify buying it for myself. Cause, I mean, I have it on my throne, but I'm not counting on anyone buying it for me at this point.
So you said Stream Deck or Steam Deck?
Yeah, Stream Deck.
Okay. I thought maybe like you meant the other thing. I was also looking at that too. It's kind of a how necessary are those really?
Yeah. I mean, I only need like the mini one. I don't need that many like fancy buttons and stuff, but still it's like $80.
Oh, that's it? Huh. I don't. Oh, but that's the mini one, as you said. Okay.
Yeah.
I
I think the full size one is like 120 or something like that, or like 150, somewhere in that range.
I will admit that I realized I had the sudden realization before the whole Twitter meltdown that I should grab my screen name on places before it's gone. Uh, so
Yeah.
I actually did sign up for Throne just because I wanted to gank the name. I wasn't. I don't have anything on there. There's nothing planned to be on there. It's just like, well, if I ever do want it, at least it's there with my preferred username. And I have a difficult enough time filling out like a Christmas wish list. I still have to do that. Getting bugged about it.
Yeah.
Oh, actually no, I think I do have one thing on the list. Have you seen like some of the really cute cat beds that are out there?
Yeah, the ones that are like shaped like human beds and stuff.
Wait, human beds?
Yeah, they have like mini human beds for cats. Like
No,
with the bed frame and everything.
I think those are like IKEA doll beds.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen them on like traditional like eBay and stuff. Although they're very expensive.
Ah, ah. No, I was thinking more so like the ones that are shaped like macarons and there's one that's shaped like a tart that has little fruit balls that come with it that detach. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on the list. Like my
That
cats
sounds
already
cute.
have like 6 beds between the 3 of them, so but I guess I'll just try and go like seasonal, like summer fruit tart. Winter they get the penguin, in the summer they get the spider. Not summer, Halloween they get the spider. Oh, we're coming up on the end. Fuck.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. I hadn't planned this far ahead. Okay. Okay. So you also get bugged to make a holiday list?
I mean, I don't really like. I feel like I'm getting past the point where like I'm trying to get like gifts from people during Christmas and that sort of thing, but I feel like I might just update my throne with like some little things people can get me if they're like so inclined. Cause I don't really want like anything like huge, and I honestly don't expect my audience to be able to like fork over that kind of money, but if they're so inclined, I'll just like give them some like little trinkets that they could buy me.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of things would be like larger pieces, and that's part of the problem. There's just so many small things that it's kind of a don't really need anymore.
Yeah.
Hmm. So I know that we talked about this a little bit in the past. So have you ever thought about trying out once more that one critically acclaimed game? Have you thought about playing Final Fantasy 14?
Um, Honestly, I don't really feel like I would have the level of like spare time to just like sink into an MMO like that anymore. I mean, I've been into MMOs in the past, but that was just because I wasn't really like doing anything else with my free time. But now like I'm filling my free time with like content creation stuff. So I don't feel like I would have the proper time to like get invested.
That's fair. There's a lot of plot to it. But they have been making it much more like new player friendly, so to speak.
Mm. I mean, I remember when I used to be into, I think it was Maple Story too. And I would like come home from work at the end of the day and I would like grab some Oreo cheesecake ice cream from the fridge and just eat that while I played and like farmed all my daily stuff. And that was just like the rest of my evening, pretty much.
Ah, I never. I guess I didn't play a whole lot of MMOs when I was younger. I skipped out. Like, I think I did try and play Ragnarok online a bit, but not the normal version, like a third party server type thing. But I never made it very
Yeah.
far. Same with WoW. Except WoW was on the official servers, but I only tried the free trial.
Hmm.
But I tried Final Fantasy 14 because of League and everything, and that was. Well, have you played a whole lot of Final Fantasy games in general?
Not really, to be honest.
Okay. Wow, you really whipped me here, actually. I'm looking at this, and it's just kind of there's not a whole lot left for me.
Oh gosh, I didn't even realize.
No brain. Just Final Fantasy thoughts. Yeah, yeah, you're outstripping me by like
Oh, I didn't even get my
25 plus
last
points? 25 plus points. Congrats.
turn. My reign of terror continues. I mean, hell, I didn't expect us to be able to squeeze 2 hours out of it, but we ended up getting to nearly 3.
mm. I think. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, more so just. I think I've gotten a little better over time, even though you have beaten me here. um, that's thank you very much for joining me, and thank you for taking the time to learn patchwork with me.
Yeah, I mean, any time you
It's
any
breath.
time you want me over for like something, we could have a little like book club or whatever. Just a thought.
Actually, just thinking, there's so many visual novels out there. So many visual novels out there, and that's it's reading, but at the same time, like taking, taking turns.
I mean, that would be fun, actually. We could do like little voices and stuff. That would be
Mm-hmm.
cute.
Mm-hmm. Because like I don't know about you, but for I guess for Misery and the Last Unicorn, this must have been tough doing all the different voices. Like, what kind of voice would you have for Schmendrick?
I mean, honestly, I don't really do voices when I'm just like reading things straight, but if I'm like trying to have a little bit of fun with it, I could easily get a little bit wacky.
I try and do like a little bit of differentiation to make it a bit more clear speaking oftentimes, because especially because there's a lot of like sections where there's no it's back and forth and it can be a little hard to tell, especially with the
Mhm.
older pieces. But doing male voices is actually really annoying, so it kind of like the ends could theoretically be done with mostly female cast, I would imagine, if not all female cast.
Yeah.
Have you played many visual novels?
No, honestly, they're not really my thing, but like, I mean, maybe if we could get like one of the lesbian ones. Do those even exist?
I honestly don't know. I was thinking more like, Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh,
like
I
not.
thought you were talking about like the romance ones exclusively.
Oh no. There's other ones out there too. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be. I'm sorry, I was not proposing to you. But there's also like other stories out there too that we could work on together.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be like a lot of fun.
Do you have any idea on who I should? Let me check. Who we should raid?
I don't think there's anyone really live in like my immediate circle that I could think of, so I guess it's kind of like your pick.
And Rogetz is saying like, has board game Elf into Thrones? And it's kind of a no. It's, you know what? It's breadth of board games, not the depth of board games. And I'm just happy to have other people to play board games with. It's not like I win every time I'm playing in person either. Although I'm really proud that I won on Saturday. Oh, damn it.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I've won like well, not every, because there was one time I played golf with friends and I came in last that time, but every like solo, like one-on-one, like competitive collab I've done, I've won so far.
Taking it seriously. Reverie is just chatting. Let's see.
Yeah, you could easily do that.
Oh, she's doing Pokemon Ruby. Okay, she hasn't been live for too long, so let's go say hi to Reverie in that case. Reverie is a virus VTuber. And hopefully she won't infect us with anything while we're over there.
Hehe.
Okay. So do you have anything coming up, Juniper? Like over the next few days? While we're waiting for the timer?
I mean, on Saturday, I'm doing, I think it's part 3 of The Last Unicorn, my read-through. We're probably doing like 4 parts, so that's like 3 of 4. Again, I'm doing my new model reveal next Saturday, so if you're so inclined to check it out, it'll be cool, I promise. But yeah, follow me on the Twitters and the Twitches and all that good stuff. And I also have YouTube if you want.
I forgot that I could do this.
Oh.
I should have done that at the beginning. I'm sorry. And on personally, how long do I have left? Oh no. How long do I have left? Okay, like 9 seconds. I'm going to be live on Saturday with the Cat Museum and then reading on Sunday. And have a